What's going on, guys? My name is Cynic, the one and only, of course, and welcome to a brand new Is It Worth It episode here inside of Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, today we have a very special episode for a number of reasons, one of which being this is actually captured on someone else's account. So before we get into anything, get ahead of ourselves, I want to give a big special thank you to Handsome Reaper or Authentic Truama. This is actually his account that I captured this footage on. So without him being kind enough to open up his account to letting me access this stuff, I wouldn't be able to bring you guys this video. So big special thank you to him. If you guys want to check out his channel, the link will be down in the description. But anyways, let's get into the epic variant of today, which is the 2187 Salvos. Now, fun fact, Salvo actually means the simultaneous discharge of artillery or weapons in battle. So hats off to Infinity Ward for appropriately naming this epic variant with that. Now, the selling point of the Salvos is tri-barrel, which grants additional barrels, which allows for a higher damage output and greater damage modifiers on target. It also comes with haste, which, like always, we can never see that much of a difference. But in short, basically what the epic trait is giving you is 2 extra barrels, and all 3 barrels are discharged at the same exact time. Now, for the longest time, I know that the Salvos were glitched and people were unable to pick these up akimbo style. It was kind of the issue that the Raw Liberty had way back in the day, where if you had fusion mag on the Liberty and you tried to pick the Liberty up, the gun would just disappear from your hands. You would lose the gun that you had in your hands prior to picking up the Liberty, and you would also lose the Liberty. That was the same issue with the Salvos whenever you had the akimbo attachment, but I think as of this recording, there's no instances where people are still having that issue. I clearly was not able to have that issue and I was able to pick these guns up, but I'm not entirely sure if everyone is out of the woodwork and is able to pick this up with akimbo style. There's another issue as far as akimbo is concerned that I kind of experienced, and I was hearing this a little bit before getting hands-on with the Salvos, and that is akimbo style, the range is nerfed just a little bit. And to kind of put this in perspective, I have one gameplay on the left, and that's with me playing akimbo style, and I have one gameplay on the right where it's the same basic attachments. I have everything equipped, but I swapped out akimbo for, I believe it was stock. But watching over this gameplay and going back over my notes and going back over all the other recordings I have to really kind of pinpoint the problem between the two, is it seems like dewdrops and bang bangs makes a world difference with a single salvo versus playing with an akimbo. However, playing akimbo, you get much more ammunition, and it seems like range wise it's very inconsistent, so it's kind of hard to say whether if that's really a problem with akimbo or a problem with the salvos, because inconsistency is really an issue that I was having with the salvos all around, regardless if I was playing with them akimbo style or single. Now, another couple things that I want to elaborate and talk a little bit more about is I mentioned that akimbo style you get much more ammunition. That's not to be the same way that you get much more ammunition with the ordnance. In the ordnance case, if you get akimbo style hailstorms, you get 12 shots in each gun, and then I think you get a few extra in your reserve. The salvo's not like that. You don't get extra ammunition in your clip, but you do get 54 extra shots in your reserve. Single, you get like a total of 9 shots. I am playing with extended mag, so you get 9 shots and 54 in reserve. Playing akimbo, you get 9 shots in each gun and I think 125 in reserve. So it's quite a bit of a jump, but you may possibly be compromising your lethality in exchange for extra ammunition. Like I said, the salvos are all about inconsistency, and it seems like akimbo style, that's much worse. But moving on, the Salvos has enough power to carry you until about round 19 without having to pack a punch. Of course, that's with bang bangs. I really wasn't aiming down sight while I was using the Salvos. But something I want to mention is as you start inching and burning through your rounds and going higher and higher, this gun gets more and more and more inconsistent. The Salvos were a one-hit shot regardless of range until about round 12. By round 12, zombies had to be a little bit closer, but even at the same distance, it would actually take a second shot, as other zombies at that distance would only take 1, and that inconsistency would slowly start to creep up more and more, where a zombie can take 1 hit, but the zombie right next to it would need 2, maybe even sometimes 3. Now, with a single gun, I was able to last until about round 19, but akimbo style, I was having much more issues dual wielding these things as far as shots were registering and zombies were dying, so I ended up packing them sooner. And unfortunately, the salvos are suffering from the same EMC switchblade issue, which is when you pack a punch it, the damage is nerfed, essentially making these things useless past a certain round. If you're playing with this gun single, I would say you can stretch it out until about round 19, but once you do that and you start to pack it, it just gets worse. The damage is nerfed, the range is all over the place, and this is where the salvos are really at its lowest point. I mean, on this gameplay, you can't really tell the difference. It's really like getting a small ammo buff for 5 grand, but as you go higher and you start to double pack and you try to experiment a little more on maybe if you hit the zombie directly in the head, then it'll die instantly. It just doesn't work out, and unfortunately, I would go as far as to say that it's broken like the switchblade, and as of right now, it's not really a weapon worth aiming for. But luckily for you guys, you don't have to make the mistake of dropping 4,000 salvage, as the only way to get this gun, much like the Atlas Artifice, which I covered a couple days ago, is locked behind supply drops inside of the Quartermaster collection. But that's not really a problem as of right now. Until it gets fixed and addressed, it's really not worth the time, and it's kind of sad because it's a very novel gun. It had so much more potential to have a higher damage output and be a highly sought after weapon, but unfortunately, due to lack of testing and paying attention to what's going on inside of zombie side of things, it just falls flat and short of expectations. Anyways, I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's Is It Worth It episode. If you guys own the Salvos by chance and have anything else to add to this conversation, by all means feel free to share that stuff down in the comment section below. The most helpful comment will get pinned, so now's the time to be as helpful as you possibly can. For those of you that don't have the Salvos looking on the outside in, what do you guys think of the Salvos being broken inside of zombies? Are you guys disappointed? Are you guys not surprised? I'm sure there's a lot of people that are kind of just smacking their forehead like I fucking knew it. But let's talk down in the comment section. Now, if you guys did go on to enjoy this video, if you don't mind by doing me a huge favor, dropping a like, as that helps the channel out greatly. If you're brand new, why not subscribe, as I post new content each and every day. If you're already subscribed, why not join the notification squad? They're actually slowly growing, so thank you guys if you've joined that lately. My name is Cynic. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time guys, I'll see you all later.